I need to trim my hair. Okay. Sit a little timer. Do you have your drink?
Yep, it's over there. Of course I have my drink.
Okay, are you close?
I love how trendy you are today. I love it.
Okay, I'm setting timer for real. There we go. Okay. The Starbucks tequila drinks are back. And
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. So you ended up getting a strawberry coconut
Perfect.
something.
I just told her to get me something coconutty.
And I got my good old mango dragon fruit refresher with coconut milk and a splash of tequila. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, guys.
The struggle is real this week.
The struggle is real. It's real. I am struggling really hard. We were talking about what we wanted to discuss in our upcoming episodes, and I said that honestly, I kind of just want to talk about how I am struggling right now. And I recently got into real estate. I love it. I love hair. I'm so blessed and fortunate for the careers that I have, but it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard, and
Yeah.
it's wearing on me a little bit. And so yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about what maybe we do to recharge and when we're feeling shitty, and just to kind of open up too, because a lot of the time I think people see the successful and they're already there, and you never really got to watch the process getting there, where now we're being so open, and it's really cool that we get to document this process of our growth and continuing to grow and sharing that with you, so that you get to see it, and so that it's relatable, that if you're going through issues too, like it's not all just killing it every single day. It's just not.
Well, we talked about it before, that like what is relatable is struggle, because everybody has struggle. Do you know what's not? Perfection is not relatable. Like, yes, strive for perfection or whatever your definition of perfection is, but you're always going to go through struggle. Every entrepreneur goes through struggle. Like, look at any human. We talk about The Rock all the time, but like he just in the last like 10 years alone, he's gone through 5 or 6 companies like that haven't worked out perfectly for him, like the rock clock that he did, or like he's done a ton, and like you don't hear about those failures. You always hear about the big successes, because that's what he puts his energy into. But it's nice to hear about the struggles and the everyday, and because that's relatable. Like, you're a real human being.
Yeah, and I just think that, I think for me, I have such a hard time when things don't go according to plan, and I have gotten significantly better at dealing with that over the last few years, but it's still, when situations come up and you just want to excel and you want to do things right and learn from other people's mistakes, there's still mistakes that you're going to be faced with, and I think that that's just life. Like, you can do everything that you possibly can to learn from others, but at the end of the day, you still have to learn those things for yourself, and sometimes you're put in situations that you don't necessarily want to be put in, but the real test, I guess, is how you come out of it. And so this last week, trying to manage both of my careers, and I think too, it's a little bit of a pride thing to be like, it got to me where I really don't want it to, and I want to be structured and be able to separate the two, but reality is I'm in the service industry.
Yeah.
It's dealing with people, and like I love everyone I come in contact with, but they at the end of the day, I am here for them. They don't really care what I'm doing outside of that service with them, and it definitely wore on me this last week, and I had to take a day and a half to do nothing. I had to turn off everything. I had to totally disconnect. I was very fortunate that I had the house totally to myself. It was just me and my dog, which I think I needed to just,
It's a recharge day.
Yeah,
100%.
It was, and I needed it. And I think that knowing, like if that recharge went on for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, it's not a recharge anymore. I allowed myself that day and a half, and then after that I like forced myself to get back into things. And once I did, I was like, fuck yeah, I did a workout. Everything felt so much better because I felt I could go in with a clear head. But yeah, it's crazy. Like I literally on the Saturday night, I did, finish working in the salon. I went home and I worked on real estate stuff for an extra like 2 or 3 hours. And then I was like, I am out of here. Me and Canelo jumped in my bed. I turned on Netflix and I was in my bed until, no, I'm not gonna lie. I was in my bed Saturday night until Monday morning that I got my shit back together.
But I mean, it's okay. Like the fact that you admit that you didn't have your shit together this week and that it's all about how you get back up. It's all about, I keep thinking as you were talking, I keep thinking of that one reel that's gone viral where it's they play the audio from, it's a scene from The Flash actually, and that just tells you how nerdy I am because I know where this audio comes from. But it's make the plan, execute the plan goes off the rails, throw away the plan. That's a scene from The Flash. From Captain Cold.
I did watch The Flash. It's
the guy, the actor who plays in Prison Break, one of the brothers. Yeah, that's Captain Cold, and that's what he says.
Ooh,
in season 5 or 6 or something, right?
Okay. Yeah. That's my life right now, and I think that I just have to accept the fact.
Shit goes awry.
Yeah.
Shit goes awry.
Yeah.
And it's not your fault. And sometimes it's just the universe just throwing you tests and trials and tribulations just to literally see what you do with those situations, how you get back up and how you react to it. I actually had a really good conversation with my 6-year-old son, believe it or not, driving in the car because I was complaining about traffic and my mom or my son goes, yeah, some of these people are just stupid. And I'm like, no, Caleb, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be talking about it. I shouldn't be complaining about it because I can't control how other people drive. I can only control my reactions. And so we ended up getting into this really big conversation about, no matter what happens to you in life, whether or not a situation makes you feel a certain way or your significant other makes you feel a certain type of way, it's your reactions and what you do in that moment that defines who you are. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was I don't know why that.
Yeah, it is so true. What you do in that situation, and that's where I think I had one situation where this week that I didn't handle it the best. I knew I was overly emotional, and I think it was just everything. I think it was everything hitting at one time, and just freaking hitting a freaking train. It was crazy. And so I knew at least I could recognize that I was overly emotional, and I was I cannot deal with anything because I can't think about it in a logical way. It's just overrun with emotions. And I think knowing how to recognize that and not saying something stupid or doing something stupid, just taking that time to reflect and be why am I feeling all these things over this one little tiny thing?
Or just being observational about it, I feel really helps too. Say you get into a stupid fight over ketchup with your husband. That may or may not have happened once. But you kind of in that moment you're emotional, everything's flaring, but instead of reacting, it's kind of Amber's feeling annoyed about a certain comment, just acknowledging that feeling rather than flying off the rails.
Yeah.
In front of you. It's really weird.
Yeah, so I think that, and I had posted on my Instagram story too, what do you guys do to get out of a funk?
Oh yeah, I answered that. Yeah. I said dance.
Yeah, I got dance it out, I got fake it till you make it, I got smoke a blunt. I got a number of comments on it, and I think it is just doing whatever suits you. Everyone's gonna have their own thing, and for me it honestly was curling up in my bed with my dog and watching endless hours of Netflix.
And it can be multiple different things of situation. I feel yours was built up energy and it just needed to pent out, where there's a lot of, I know for me, I need to, if I'm ever feeling unmotivated or tired or like that sort of energy, I always have to throw on like ridiculous music and just like dance it out. Like,
but that's what Tony Robbins always says. He's like, you have to make that initial change, because like me sitting slumped versus me going up and raising my voice and sitting up, that instantly changes. And like if you force a smile, it instantly changes your dynamic, and that's where you have to make that initial change sometimes.
Just, it's literally changing the energy in the room, changing the energy around you, and I feel like your energy was just so like all the time go 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 that you needed like zen energy for like
and I think too it was really cool because I don't know, I think that sometimes I'm all about like the universe, and I think sometimes, you know, when you're starting to go car shopping and you're like, I really want a red car, and now all of a sudden you see red cars everywhere. That's an actual, I don't know the term, but it's an actual scientific thing.
I can tell you why. I can literally tell you why. Our brains are hardwired to look for evidence of things that we focus on. So as soon as you make the intention in your brain that you want a red car, your brain automatically starts like literally pulling out and pointing out where it sees red cars. They could be there anyway, but you just don't notice them. It's the same. It's how our brains, because there's hundreds of thousands of millions of things going on all at once, and our brains cannot intake that information. So our brains are wired to filter out what we deem as important. It's like if you go into a crowded room and it's noisy and somebody calls your name from across the room, you hear your name because it's important to you, because your brain recognizes it. So it's so like your brain, right, is wired right now to look for things via real estate, via hair, via clients, via projects, via, and it's just like I think your brain just kind of went to app mode.
Yeah, and I was having a conversation with one of my friends. Well, I was doing a spin class in the morning, and then I was having a conversation with my friend at night, and this is a few days before my little meltdown.
I saw her that day too.
And like in the spin class, the instructor said, you are not responsible for other people's actions and the way that they feel.
God, why we keep bringing up this subject? Like on Tequila Talk Tuesday, I feel like every third episode we constantly talk about it, because we talked about it the last one and a few episodes. Okay.
Yeah, and so like they said it in the spin class, and then my friend said it again that evening on the phone, and I was like, I just think I really needed to hear that, because I was carrying on so much stuff of like other people. And then I also saw on social media a post saying, you know, all these, I am really trying to grow on social media. I'm making an active effort. I'm trying to be more engaged and on there more, and you're going to be seeing a shit ton off my face, and not sorry, it's what you have to do. But, and I appreciate the people that have reached out to me and said nice things, because it's a thankless job sometimes.
You have to be your own cheerleader though.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks. But there was this post saying like what they do in order for them to grow, and it was something insane. Like it was an insane amount of time. I'm like, fuck, this would be another full-time job on top of all the other jobs I'm already doing. And then I saw another person, like a social media guru or whatever, say, keep in mind, these people have teams.
Yes.
And I think that that's like, certain things just click with you, and for me, I needed to hear that. Like, I'm not responsible for other people's actions. It's okay if you're not doing the same as everyone else, because look at everything going on behind the scenes, and I am just one person. It is just me, and I'm literally trying to run my social media, like not just run it, I'm trying to grow it. I'm trying to maintain my hair business. I'm trying to maintain and build my real estate business. And I'm also trying to maintain and build my event hair and makeup business. Like that's 4 basically brand new businesses. Well, let's say 3, because hair I've been doing forever. 3 fucking businesses that I'm trying to
No, but even
run.
hair, you were the management, you're the bookkeeper, you're the accountant, you're the, well, I guess not accountant, but you know, you're the chauffeur, you're the pickup, you're the delivery, you're the maintenance, you're the, you know, you're all these different hats per se.
Ha! Fitting.
I like it. But then if you think about all 4 of those businesses, where's your personal life? So you also have to maintain your personal life with your husband and your friends, and like all these weddings that you have to go to, and like, you know, that's.
And I think maybe that was it. This is life, you know. It's always like it all kind of smashes you in the face at once, you know? It's not like, oh, why couldn't this stuff have, you know, started up during the last 2 lockdowns when I had the time? No, of course, everything is happening now, and I'm fine with that. Like, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for these weddings and being able to see people again and celebrate and be around more than 6 people in a room. I'm pumped for it. But it is a lot, because trying to manage, everything, I was struggling with it. And so I just kind of wanted to talk about that and say, like, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay to struggle, and sometimes you need to take a day. And I'm not taking a day every single week like I did. Like, I literally did nothing. But even this weekend, like, being able to go and, you know, celebrate with my friends for a night or 2, like, that's going to be nice, and that will be another way to recharge, but still feeding into my friendships and relationships too.
So what kind of advice do you have for anybody who is at that burnout point? Like, we're all going to experience burnout. Every single one of us. It happens to every entrepreneur. And whether or not you need to take a day or you need to take a vacation, that's completely up to you. But what advice would you give in order to not get to that point?
Yeah.
Like, you're always going to get to you're going to get to that point, but like, what can you do to prevent it?
I think, like, looking back on my situation, what I could have done, I was so eager to just get going and go full throttle with everything. And I think I needed to, like, I was impatient. That's what it comes down to. And I think you just have to be a little bit more patient. Growth does not happen overnight. And it would have been better for me to delay some things a couple weeks so that I could educate and get my bearings on everything that was going on, to be able to execute each thing properly. So I think in order to prevent it, you need to it comes into preparation is key. Education, and just having the patience. Like, it's like when you start working out, you're not going to have abs after you do 100 crunches. Like, it's just not going to happen. So, and I think that I'm a very impatient person a lot of the time, and so
I think you're a very driven person. Like,
driven, but that it's a pro, and it can also be a con, because then I put myself in situations where I bite off more than I can chew, but I'm so fucking determined to not fail. So
I'm not spitting it out. I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, so I make it work, but I could have just taken a breath and slowed down a little bit, because I still would have been successful. It just would have taken me, you know, a little bit longer, and that's okay.
Something you said to me today, though, that I think is really, really, really good advice, when you were telling me about this before, was not being hard on yourself and not feeling guilty about not getting all the things done in this amount of time. Like, you have this much to do in this amount of time. Like, it's not possible. And we talked about the 3, like, making 3 good choices, whether that's 3 good choices, 5 good choices, but be proud of those choices that you made throughout that day. They're done, and then you can move on to the next, rather than just moving, you know.
100%.
So prioritize and what did you call it? A power list.
A power list. So Andy Frisella, I love Andy Frisella so much, and he calls it the power list. And so what it is 5 power list items every day. This is not a to-do list. This isn't do your laundry and mop your floors. This is 5 things that are going to propel you in your life, whether that's in your career, in your personal life,
nutrition, health, whatever.
Yeah. And so your to-do list is outside of that. And he talks a lot about people being like, well, I'm going to do 10 things, blah, blah, blah. And he says, yeah, sure, good for you, but that is not sustainable. If you can choose 5 things every single day to better you, you are going to be so much better off than the average person, because people go through phases and they do so much, and this is where I was in.
I go into burnout.
Yeah, they go into burnout, they do so much, and then I was listening to his podcast, and I was like, damn, like, I totally lost sight of that, lost track, and I became overwhelmed and burnt out. And so, if I would have gone back and being like, okay, there's 5 critical things I need to do every single day, then I could have avoided this, because I would have been able to feel good about those accomplishments rather than not feeling like I did enough.
Yeah, and you also have to, like, actively remember that those choices and those decisions, those 5 things, are propelling you forward, rather than feeling like, I mean, you could either say, I just did 5 things today, I have more to do, or I did 5 things today that propels me towards my goals. Like there's that difference, you know what I mean? And like it's like an active mindset where you have to appreciate the things that you've done. I am definitely, because we talked about I'm living my life by like the 3 decision rule. You know how like, because you, was it Andy Frisella who broke his day down into 3?
Ed Milet.
Ed Milet, the other one that she listens to. But yeah, they like breaking your day down into 3 days essentially. Well, I'm starting off a little slower than that, because I don't want to bite off Mariah more than I can chew. I like that. I like that analogy. I'm doing like the 3 decisions for the day, and I make 1 decision about my business, I make 1 decision personally, and I make the other decision about my personal life and my home life. And if I can accomplish each of those decisions per day, and I'll start blocking off like the afternoon and the morning and stuff like that. But I feel good if my decisions that day were, I want to work out, I want to spend at least an hour on my business, just putting all my energy into my business, and then I want to play games or watch a movie with my kids or whatever it is, or read books with my kids. If I can accomplish those 3 things, I feel good at the end of the day. And if I get more done in between, great. Mm-hmm. But if I don't, I've accomplished those 3 things.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing, is knowing, like Andy Frisella, he says, you know, I get my stuff done. Like if you're done by noon, then cool, like go golf and go celebrate, like enjoy those little wins, because it is important. And just be truthful with yourself. Like, is this actually 5 critical things that you did in the day and you got done by noon, and you can truly like feel happy about that? Or is it 5 things that you know deep down you kind of slacked off? And if that's the case, you're going to end up feeling severely guilty, because I know I've also done that. And so, yeah, I just think it is very important to be honest with yourself, be patient, try not to burn out, but if you do, never take more than a day or 2. If you take longer than that, you'll become in a rut, and trust me, I'm speaking from personal experience. Yeah. So 1 true day off is what most people, I haven't met anyone else who needs more than that. Like if you truly take a day, it is enough to reset you. Like it really is.
And make it an intentional day.
Yes.
Don't take a day off from your business just to do housework. Don't do that. Like actually take a day for yourself. Take a bubble bath. Yeah. Have a glass of wine. Read a book. Lay in bed and watch Netflix. Yeah. You know, like
rent a freaking hotel room if you need to get out of your house and just
make it intentional. But I really want to stress this and hammer this home too, that it is okay to give yourself a break. I know that as entrepreneurs, especially solo entrepreneurs, who don't have team members, definitely hit burnout a shit ton more than a lot of other people. And they all, I know, speaking from my experience, I always feel like I have to be on all the time, and I have to do all the things all the time, or my business is going to fail. It's not going to fail. It's the same with Instagram telling you that you have to post every day or you will not grow, you're going to lose followers. Oh my God, you can take a day off. It's okay. It is okay to take that day for yourself and just unplug yourself from the day. Things are not going to fail. It'll be there when you get back.
Yeah. So, amen.
Yeah.
Amen. So you know what? Work hard, play hard, take breaks when you need to.
Yeah. And remember, it's okay. I just really want to say it's okay. You are allowed. I give you permission. Amber gives you permission to take a break.
Cheers, bitches.
Cheers.